Hello everybody and welcome to my TED Talk. Today we're going to be talking about how different forms of exercise can either increase your range of motion or flexibility during a golf swing. So in class we've been working on what's called the Genius Hour Project. Now the Genius Hour Project is basically an initiative that teachers have started, and it gives kids the opportunity to be creative with their learning. It's basically trying to engage a student a little more and let them learn what they want to learn. So for about an hour a week, you let the students kind of pick their own research on a topic, and you spread it out. So ours was for 6 weeks. You spread it out over the 6 weeks, and they do a bunch of research, and then they either present it in different forms. You can use a TED Talk like we're doing here. There's blogs, presentations on different websites. There's lots that we can do, or lots of ways that we can work with technology in order to get our message across. So today, for my 6 weeks, I looked at a combination of yoga and a combination of core exercises that hopefully would be able to increase my range of motion and my power throughout a swing. So before I start talking about what I learned, I'm going to show you what I mean by range of motion within a swing. So basically what I'm looking for here is not so much the bringing the club up, but what's called the downswing. So when I come through, you notice that my hips and then my arms start to follow. So as a golfer, you have to be a little bit flexible in order to have that range of motion and stay on, we'll call it a plane. You have to stay within a nice plane, keeping parallel to the ground as you come through. Over the years, I personally have never practiced or done any exercises towards trying to better my golf swing. That's why I figured I'd take this opportunity with this project to try and see what different aspects I can work on to get a better range of motion, to have more power in my golf swing. So basically when I first started, the first 2 weeks, I tried yoga. Yoga was something brand new to me. I've never done it before. To be honest with you, I loved it. It was great. It was nice and relaxing. It helped, rather than strain the muscles, it helped relax, loosen, and elongate those muscles, which creates that flexibility. What I found was most important with yoga was it worked a lot on the hips. So hip flexors, any muscles that work within the hips, the quads, the hamstrings. It's nice to have those loose and flexible, just so you can, when you're swinging, as you drive through, the flexibility will help you open up those hips and keep everything loose and limber. So I found that in the first week, hip flexors were a little sore because of the exercise that was new to them. I've never done them before. When I went out on the golf course, I noticed that it affected my swing quite a bit. I wasn't able to push through as hard as I usually do, just because there was some tenderness and soreness within those muscles. Once we got on to week 2, my body started to get used to yoga and the movements that we were working with. So it was it was a lot easier and gave me a little more flexibility in that second week. So I noticed a little bit of a better swing path, I guess I should say. In weeks 3 and 4, I worked on different exercises that are specifically tailored to golf. We worked on using medicine ball throws against a wall, deadlifts, lunges. So it doesn't seem like it, but all those exercises actually help strengthen your core. Keeping a strong core is very important. With a strong core, it just helps keep your swing kind of in one solid motion. If you have a looser core or a weaker core, you're just not able to stay on that parallel plane that I was talking about earlier, and it just keeps your golf shots can start to go left, start to go right. It's just harder to keep accurate. Now, I never quantified my measurements just because there's a lot of equipment that's involved, so I used more of a feel. And with the feel, I could start to feel that my swing was a little tighter. The power, I was generating a little bit more power, and I feel that if I did this practice for a little bit longer than 6 weeks, it definitely would be beneficial. I just have to do the practice myself and see what happens. Actually, one of the nice things that I got or was able to do was Golf Town, which is around the corner from us. They have a simulator that reads every kind of aspect of your swing. So when I went in there, my swing was actually, my club head speed, which is your swing speed, was basically just underneath the average pro, which is it's very hard to do, but it comes with practice. So, I mean, I've been golfing since I was 6, so I've had a lot of practice with it, but I feel that working with your different exercises and tailoring them specifically to golf will give you a little bit of an edge compared to your friends or whoever you're playing with in golf, or even just to try and better yourself. So overall, the experience with this Genius Hour project was quite successful. I would definitely like to keep going with it and see what I can do. If I had to try it again and start over again, I would try and make it quantifiable rather than just working off a feel, which I guess I could just do by going to Golf Town at the beginning, in the middle, at the end, and just see if my swing speed or anything else has changed. But overall, hopefully I've given you a couple tips that should help. If not, we can keep working and see what else we can do.